This next trick is called swings and circles. It's a trick that uses a piece of string and some form of heavy object that you can link onto it. I've used shoelaces for this trick, so if you've got a pair of shoes, take one of the shoelaces out and you can perform the trick with that. And something to dangle onto the end of the shoelace. In this case I'm using a small piece of a key ring. I've also used finger rings before, and I've used washers, anything that you can tie onto the end of the shoelace. What I'm going to do is tie this piece of string to the end of this heavy weight, this ring of objects, and dangle it straight down. Now if I was to place it over my hand, and I'm going to demand it, I'm going to demand it to go into a circle. It's going to go into a circle, it's going to go into a circle. Watch it very carefully. You can watch my hand, watch that nothing moves. I'm just demanding that's the metal object to go into a circle. And if you can see that now, the key ring is now moving in a strong circle. The longer I leave it, the bigger it seems to get. But right now, I'm going to shout stop. And instantly it stops. Now we're going to get it to swing. I want it to swing. Swing, swing, and if you can see that, the key ring is now swinging from side to side. I'm not touching it, it's just swinging, and now I'm going to get it to stop, and it stops. Now this is a weird telekinesis trick, and believe it or not, everybody can do it. It's a very freaky thing. No one quite understands why it works or how it works, but it does seem to work for everybody. People have suggested it's muscle memory and that there's hidden kind of muscles somehow moving its way down the string, but nobody's been able to work out why it works, it just does. So you can do this with a shoelace and a ring, or in this case a piece of really thin rope and a key ring. All you're going to do is make sure that it's a nice big piece of rope so that when it moves around it's got a lot of dangling space. If you were to do it here, it won't dangle as much. The bigger the string the better, but not too big so that it's almost touching the floor. Okay. You're going to hold onto the piece of string near the end after you've tied the heavy object to the bottom of it. You're going to place your other hand below it, not touching it, just below it. Maybe this, in theory you shouldn't need the hand. In fact I can make it go in circles now, and my hand's not even there. But what I did find is that the visuality of it is you put it on your hand, people can see the circle better because they can see it moving over your fingers and then back to the palm again. If you didn't have your hand there, it's a bit harder to see anything happening. But by putting your hand there, it makes it a lot easier to see. So that's the only reason the hand's really there. Now you don't need to touch it anyway, you just literally keep your hand as still as humanly possible and just think circles. If you think circles, it will move in circles. If you were to think stop, we'll just stop it, and look, it stops. You can think swing, and it starts to swing. This is interesting, this one's going in a different swinging formation than the first time. Again, all you need to do is just think it, and it seems to happen, and you can go stop. And such an interesting thing is this seems to happen for everybody. Anybody who thinks that it will work for them. Keep your hand very, very still. Don't do this because it's like not magic. The whole idea, this is the closest you're going to get to real magic for some people, because you're not moving, you're not doing anything, you're just thinking it to happen, and it actually happens. So this is a great little trick, and you can see you can have a whole group of people do this. As long as they're thinking swings or circles, it will always turn in those directions. Put a sit, give it a go. As soon as you can do it yourself, then try and see if your friends can do it. It's one of those ones that you can have a great group project with. Thanks for watching.